built the 392 Wrangler because customers asked us to put a V8 in it. You know, I think the hardest thing to develop the 392 was to manage the air that we needed to feed this beast. And we did that with a really cool water and air separator that's integrated into that hood scoop. Because you got to be able to plow through water and sometimes sand, we needed to separate that out. So it's got a really cool separator under the hood, but yet it feeds all the air to the engine when it needs it. The group of engineers that worked on this very secretly for Jeep for almost 2 years. And they came from our Jeep four-wheel drive engineers as well as our SRT engineers, the people that knew this Jeep the very best. They could combine all of this horsepower and torque into a great four-wheel drive package. And what they did really, really well was they made it a fun to drive Jeep, but it is really well integrated. It's smooth, it's precise, it shifts fast in low range and in high range. So you can take it on the highway, have fun. You can take it on the trail and have fun. It's a very capable Jeep that just makes you smile.
Mark, we're underneath the Wrangler 392 with the Extreme Recon Package.
Again, another Wrangler?
But this one's got a V8. And to be fair to our viewers, we have done one of the more extensive videos on the JL Wrangler with full engineering support. So if you want to learn everything there is to learn about the Rubicon, please go watch this video.
Yeah, we spent weeks making that video. So there, again, we're not going to recover all of it. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry, man.
No worries.
Hey, Brent. Yeah, man, I got it. 392 Wrangler. Yeah, we got it muddy. It doesn't look like a chest freezer anymore. But we're going to meet up and take those doors off tonight, right?
This vehicle was co-developed between the SRT team and the regular Jeep engineers, the guys who worked on the Wrangler. The chief engineer for this particular vehicle, or this project, was
Jamie Standring.
And when I spoke to some of the engineers that worked on this product, they said the biggest challenge, no surprise, was to shoehorn the massive 392, or for the rest of the world, 6.4 liter V8 into this frame. Obviously, this platform wasn't necessarily designed for this large of a V8, so they had to modify a lot of things. The frame rails on this have been changed in the front, the cross member has been altered. Obviously, the engine mounting points have been changed for this vehicle. The V8 had to be altered, so the accessory belt is all new. They changed the oil pan to deal with really this as a whole and the packaging associated with it. They redesigned the oil filter location. They designed a new cooler for it, and this has their hydro guide or whatever it's called. They had a special air induction system to deal with all of the water flow associated with it. So it can move 15 gallons of water per minute if it comes to it.
That's good, because when I drop this thing off a ravine into a lake, I can still get out of it. I mean, there's all these subtle changes that they make when they put a big engine or make a major engine change for something like this. Spring rates, damper changes, bushing changes, all the things that you need with shifting a weight around this dramatically.
Yeah, the entire suspension system has basically been revised for this. The geometry's changed in the front due to this giant V8. The spring rates have changed, and then with the Extreme Recon Package as well, which is a clever marketing term, but basically you get even bigger tires and a revised gear ratio to deal with the fact that you've gone up to 35-inch tires, which is massive.
So the whole point was to make this as capable. It's a Rubicon with a V8, and you have all the noise, you have all the stuff that you know with the Wrangler, the most extreme side of it, disconnecting sway bar, or disconnecting front sway bar, the lockers.
In there. And of course, this has the very corporate ZF 8-speed. This is a different 8-speed that's in the regular Wrangler. This is a beefed up variant of it.
Which, when I said about the transmission programming, that's what I meant. Really, it wasn't designed for pure performance. And you hear it, you think, oh, it's got to be snapping off shifts. No, they've smoothed out every edge. So when you do take it off-road, you have the control of the gearbox manually, but it's always going to make those shifts really smooth and easy, so you're not jerking the car around. But I don't see you doing any serious off-roading with this because of the engine. It makes so much power that you're just going to obliterate the tires. I mean, with this guy driving, it was just like, you turn the wheel and gas, it's like, just like tearing up the road. I mean, it's an experience.
It's like a 60s muscle car in a Jeep, basically. So with that, Mark, let's hit the road.
All right.
V8.
Oh, God, this thing's so floaty. I see you're chasing another Jeep. Oh, oh, oh my God. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Jack. If you're somebody that peaked in high school and you got nothing going for you, buy one of these, because I didn't even peak in high school. I peaked in grade school. I still carry around my first place ribbon for ping pong champion, even though it looks like ding dong on here, which I'm also a champion on. This car or Jeep, whatever, is going to change your life. You know, it's so stupid. It's amazing.
Yeah, we talk about this off camera all the time. Like, what does Dodge do best? What do certain brands do best? This is what Stellantis, FC, whatever you want to call this brand, this is what it does best. Pure comedy. Yeah. There is no reason you need your Wrangler to do 0 to 60 in less than 4.5 seconds. But this does.
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
because it sounds amazing.
Is it this reason?
It's crazy because in my mind, I've never been a Jeep Wrangler person in my entire life. I know so many people like, God, this is a dream truck for people.
Yeah, they're everywhere here.
They're everywhere. And to me, this is exactly what I think of when I think of a Wrangler. This sound, this experience this is what it is. This is what it's all about. It's just so fun and so whimsical and so stupid. It's just pure. You get this as a toy, and it puts a smile on your face every time you're in it.
Yeah, I don't say I had no expectations when I first saw this, and I saw one of these all the way back at the Mama rally like 4 or 5 months ago, and to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of giant press events, and I told you after I left that place that this was the biggest highlight of being there.
Wow.
The driving one of these, like, it is pure comedy. It's like, to me, driving this thing, again, you and I are not big off-road people. This is purely from like an on-road perspective. It's like driving a 60s muscle car.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop, doesn't turn, to be fair. As I said in the shop, the fact that this is a byproduct of what they've done, not its intention. But it hauls serious ass, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I think the muscle car comparison, like the old muscle car comparison, is very accurate because you get so much speed, there's so much slop on the tires, the way the suspension is designed, and there's literally no directness. You just feel like there's always a bit of fear factor to driving this fast, and that's what amplifies the fun factor. You don't feel like you're in complete control all the time when you're driving this like an idiot, but then when you're cruising like this, it turns into every other Rubicon. It still rides good. I mean, for what it is,
yes.
Understanding what this is, it checks every single box that the Jeep Wrangler person would want from this. It exceeds all of that, and now you have an engine sound that you know you're never going to hear again.
Yeah, you have this giant ass V8 that sounds great. You have a pretty good 8-speed gearbox, and on top of that, if you do decide to go off-road, which you really should be doing, it is still arguably every bit as capable as like the all-new Bronco, or if not more. It's going to do anything you could possibly ask it to do.
And if you don't have the T levels to handle the V8, or if you have a significant other that's like turned off by kind of the brutishness, you turn off the exhaust valve and it turns exactly into like what you get on the 4xe and the regular V6 Wrangler.
You honestly, other than the fuel economy, you can't tell, but who cares?
The fuel economy is pathetic. It really is, and that's what you know that going in buying this. What's your fuel economy, just for shits and giggles?
11.1.
Okay.
But I've been driving this like a baboon, but
I get it.
Still.
But yeah, it's still not going to be great. But, you know, this is a toy. It purely is. You're not buying this for any other reason than to be entertained and have this cool, it really is the coolest Wrangler on the planet.
If you love Jeep, you love Wranglers, and you have the coin, and you appreciate what they've done for this with this thing, you should go out and buy one.
Sounds good, Jack.
Final thoughts on the Wrangler Rubicon 392. Savage Geese and Stellantis have a love-hate relationship, and there's been a lot of bad blood over the years. But my views have changed and evolved. This is the way I look at it now. Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, whatever you want to call them, they build products that make you feel like an absolute child. They transport you back to a time when you were 8 years old and you wanted to play with Tonka trucks. And Mark and I talk about this all the time. Who makes a vehicle that makes you laugh, makes you want to drive it like an absolute animal? And this is one of those products. It is not a car that's going to be long for this world. It's sooner or later, all this stuff is going to go away and we're going to be left with a bunch of EV piles. So celebrate it while you can still buy one. In fact, Jeep has basically built a collector's item day one for you. And if you aren't going to collect it, and you buy one of these things, you should absolutely beat the absolute piss out of it because it's amazing. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.